Right, so Enshrouded has just finally announced when they are giving their 1.0 release, and it is going to be huge. Not to mention some other small updates that are going to happen along the way. So I'm going to cover everything that they just announced this year, and yeah, it's going to be great. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more Enshrouded content. So the big news is that 1.0 for Enshrouded is coming sometime in autumn of this year. They have not given a specific date, however, they just know around the timeline of when it will be released. So let's go ahead and start out with the map. Ideally, what they would like to do is make the map larger, which I know is already crazy to think about, and how many hours you spend just even getting to the Veilwater Basin. It's incredible with how huge the map is, and they want to make it bigger. Now, there are a lot of, we'll say, shrouded areas all around, which are kind of like the quote-unquote early access areas. I wonder if they'll attack those and maybe open those up. But for now, their goal is to make the maps a little bit larger. Paired with that, something that they really want to do is adventure sharing, where you're able to share the worlds that you have and that you've created with others in the community. The way that I take this is kind of like a community save file, very much like how you can transfer a Minecraft world over from one person to the next. You would be able to do something very similar here. That is going to be awesome, especially when we are looking at all the different build options that people are going to be able to have and then create from there. Lots of exciting stuff from there. And then one thing that I would really like to note is going to be the optimization for the game for lower end PCs. I personally don't play on like a 4K computer. I probably can't enjoy Enshrouded to its fullest capabilities, but I have a decent one. And for people who were a little bit hesitant of playing the game because they were worried about the complexity of the need for their graphics engine, their goal is to make it better playing for people who don't have the super high-end computers, which is great. That's fantastic. Along paired with this, what they want to do is improve the new player experience with Enshrouded. Now, granted, it's been, what, 2 years since the game came out, and people have been playing it and touched it for a little bit. There's a lot of information that you just kind of pick up as you go, and it's a lot of self-exploration, which I personally love, but some players don't. It looks like they're going to have an emphasis on improving the new player experience coming within this new update on 1.0. Now, let's go ahead and touch on combat because they have had a lot of changes that they really want to do. So one of the things that they want to focus on is technical depth with combat. Now, again, combat is pretty predictable with most enemies and most mobs, which of course that makes sense. After so long, you realize what kind of enemies these are. They all kind of roughly behave the same, even though they might be just a higher level version of it. So they're looking to have more technical depth as far as combat is concerned, and as well as improving the amount of enemy variety that we have. Now, I don't know about you, everywhere I go, I find the little floating squid capital things that shoot off little minier squids that are homing missiles. Those types of things, that was a great addition. It really adds that like air of like, oh crap, there's something that I have to watch out for as I'm running by. They're looking to increase the amount of enemy variety that you would have. That'll also mean basic monsters as well as bosses. That's going to be fantastic. As for one of their more recent updates, which was the Greatsword, it looks like they're focusing on having the Greatsword be reworked because they wanted the Greatsword to be more of a slicing aspect, whereas right now it's more of a kind of blunt damage, like chop. I mean, it may not read as blunt damage, but it swings that way. So they're going to have a focus more on slicing, and possibly, I would hope, that they would just increase the attack speed just a little bit. Help me out here. But that's going to be a fantastic thing to see. Speaking of enemies, they are also going to look to have smarter enemies that are more reactive. They are a little bit more strategic to where you are. Rather than just blindly running into a meat grinder, they're going to actually be a technical enemy, an enemy that's smart, that will react appropriately, which is fantastic and also terrifying. There's also been notes of adding traps and pressure plates into the game. And again, this is very much seeming like 100% along the lines of like what you would see even for like Minecraft. Minecraft has a lot of this stuff. I could see them just going down the line and just working on what's been effective. And lastly, they really want to have a larger emphasis on customization in combat. Personally, that's one of the reasons that I love the game, is because you can kind of play it your own way. Like I do right now, I've been playing kind of as a berserker. I have considered getting back into playing as like an assassin with a ranger. and some daggers. I don't know, it could be fun, but I like the idea of being able to customize further into combat. As well as one of the things that they plan on doing, and possibly one of the biggest things that they are looking to do, is the 1.0 release is looking to have console release. So that means that you'll be able to sit down on your couch in your living room and be able to play rather than having to sit at a computer. That is huge news, huge news. Aside from that, once the game is actually released and where they go from there, they're going to expand it even further after the 1.0 release. 1.0 is just essentially getting to the starting line, so to speak. So they're going to have their free editions. So very much kind of like if you've already, purchased Enshrouded, it's going to be the very basic one, but then they're also going to have paid expansions down the line, which personally I'm happy to give money to this game and to play for it pay for it because I mean, you've gotten so much value out of it just in such a little amount of time. It's fantastic. 100% would recommend. So yeah, that's what they've talked about for the 1.0 release. I don't know about you. I'm very excited. I'm very excited about this. And when it comes out, I'm going to lose my damn mind. It's a good time. It's a very good time. If you are just getting into Enshrouded and you kind of want to see some things that I regret not knowing sooner about the game, you can click this video here. Otherwise, stay caffeinated, folks.